I am telling fortune of a man today, and I see something that I have never seen in all my years of doing the cards. As I lay the cards out before me, death, the devil, and the card of bounty, all are before me. Now when you are reading the cards, you rely not simply on the card, but on your own personal intuition. And I look at the cards, and I look at this man, and I wait. I stare at him intently for a few moments. He's slightly uncomfortable, I can feel this. He starts to sweat a little around his hairline. He starts to stutter when he says, why are you waiting? And I say, I'm listening. I'm listening to see what the cards are telling me. And his eyes are sort of washed out. They're blue, but the blue of jeans that have been washed many times. And I hear him. He stutters again and he says, what do you see? And I say, I'm listening. I am listening. I give pause. I am listening. Yes, I say. You will experience great temptation that will lead you towards death. But if you can somehow resist this temptation and make it through death, you will come out to abundance. And he stares at me. His pale blue eyes, somewhat watery, very watery for a young man. I would say a man of 25 perhaps, if not younger. He stares at me with his watery eyes. He says, what is that supposed to mean? I pay you $50 to tell me my fortune, and you tell me that I will come to death and the devil, and if I can make it through all of that, I will have abundance. And I look at him and I say, yes, that is what I tell you. You question what I am telling you? You come to me, I am an expert in such things. Well, I don't think expert is quite the right word. I listen. We can all listen, but some of us are very hard of hearing. I think this young man must be one of them. And he starts to become hysterical almost, very panicky, and he starts telling me, lady, I pay you $50 good that I work hard for. What the fuck are you telling me? And he gets more and more worked up until I have to call my cousin. Borlov, he's in the back. He likes my cooking, so I cook for him from time to time. He's a very big man. Good man, very big, has not found himself a wife yet, so I call him in, and he has to escort this young man outside because he's getting increasingly agitated. And in a moment, I can see clearly what is before. I say, young man, here is your $50 if this is so important to you, but I tell you what I see. I cannot make the cards tell something. They have a life of their own. They feed upon the spirit of the world. They tell me, and through them I tell you. I am not making up stories. I simply channel the spirit and the energy that is there. And I tell you what I see because I am trained to interpret such things. And this young man, he leaves and he is crazed. And as he leaves, he is hit by a motor vehicle. And I am shocked, and there is blood, and we call the ambulance to come and get him. And I think, well, he has made it through death because he is alive. And the ambulance workers, they say to me, they say, oh, he will survive, he will have a few bumps and bruises, but it is not so bad, this injury. They tell me this, and I see very clearly. The energy says to me, he has made it through death. Now he must survive temptation and make his way to great abundance. But I know how things work. This young man, if he does make it through, he survives temptation and he comes into abundance, he will not remember what I have told him. He will imagine that he is the master of his own destiny, rowing his ship, so to speak, across the seas of life. It is always the way when the ego gets in the way of the spirit. And this young man, well, my ego side wants to curse him and wish him onto a path of poverty. But I cling to a higher path and I give him a prayer of abundance and glory. And I hope he will follow that voice that will lead him on such path. And if he does not remember me, well, it is not he who is keeping tally after all. So I continue to allow the powers that be to flow through. And those that are meant to hear will hear what I have to say. And those who are not shall continue to remain deaf. And so it shall be, and so it is.